Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Just whipping up some pre-workout food. Yeah, it's hot. And then we're gonna go train some back and then teach some people some posing and answer some questions, kiss some babies, all that good stuff. Cream of rice, 100 grams.
100 grams, 100 grams.
2 scoops of protein. I'm gonna do some fruit. Apparently I do a dance a lot. She likes it. I don't know what dance I do.
Hey!
I don't have any 20s, so I guess we'll do all but the 15. Yes, we're done here.
Seriously, you're the best man. With the posing, I'm always looking to your video. When I want to motivate myself, you're the one, And you feel like, wow, classic,
Yeah.
He is the one.
He's the guy.
Seriously, you need to give the credit for some people they deserve it. And no shame with that. He is the one,
Thank you, man.
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
It's a wide seat. Oh my gosh. I might do upper back row. It's weird, but my delts still bother me just a tad. So I might do like a face pull.
Okay.
It's weird. Face pulls feel better for whatever reason. I could get into it, but I don't know if I think it may be boring.
Well, I mean, hey, it's different,
Oh, well,
So,
if people want to know, then yeah.
I mean, my reason my front delts bother me doing my rear delt exercise is that's the muscle that stabilizes that. People always talk about all stabilization muscles. Well, it's not a particular muscle. It's whatever muscles is around that muscle working. So yeah, so that's stabilization. So basically, my rear delts are working, and my side delts, rotator cuff, and front delt, and some other stuff too. Some back muscles, maybe some chest stuff is keeping that muscle in place while that rear delt works. I think this one's bothering me quite a bit just because it's so focused in that one spot with the front delt. So I think even though other stuff is working with the face pull, I think I'll still get a little bit more work done with the rear delt and a little less pain with the front delt. Yeah. Now we just need to find a machine to do some face pulls. I didn't see the attachment, so I'm just gonna use a rope. So light. Sometimes it's hard to move weight because like my muscles can move it, but it's hard to stabilize because my body's too light.
Yeah. You need a couple guys to hold you back.
Yeah. Sometimes if I'm feeling really like, oh, let me just do this, I'll get a weight belt and just add a 45 on there.
Oh, there you go.
And that'll make me heavier.
Yeah.
Or I could just do this, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
Stabilization.
There you go.
And that's why you stretch.
Yep.
To lift more weight. Only reason. Biceps and we're done. You got 15 minutes. This handlebar doesn't go on here, so it makes the setup a little weird. Like a little weirder than normal. Just a tiny bit, but still like a little awkward.
Yeah.
You'll get one way that works for you. All right, most important pose is your front relax. I think so because it's the first one they see. First impressions are hard to break, so doing this properly is very, very important. Basically, feet should be about shoulder width apart, give or take. You wanna, personally I like to think of like screws being in the ground, and I'll twist out, flex my legs that way, chest up, arms out and arms down. You don't wanna be all the way up here riding a motorcycle, not what you wanna do. You just wanna spread those lats out, boom. All right, it's very, very simple. How are you performing each rep? You know, I had this conversation with this guy one time on the internet. He told me, and there's this big debate. Some people say training's not a skill, bodybuilding's not a skill. I think some guy said that it's 100% a skill. And I say that because you see some crazy shit. Like, you ever seen the videos from Planet Fitness, the guys doing some weird ass reps? Yeah. So it's definitely a skill. But even to the point where people may look on the surface like they're doing the same thing, but they're not. What you're doing internally matters. How you're bracing, how you're feeling each rep, how you're performing that rep, the tempo, the control, all that factors in, and all that plays a big part in the long run. You know, exercise-wise, let's say we're trying to build our delts, and I choose to do a dumbbell side raise. So I'm lifting the weight. This bottom portion, there's no resistance. Gravity, right? Gravity, there's nothing here. And then it starts to get heavy, and I only have peak resistance in maybe 25% of the motion right here. Let's also say that I'm slinging the weight when I'm doing it. So let's say there's a scale of doing a rep perfectly, and this is from here to here is a perfect rep. Let's say we chose a bed exercise, that brought it down to here. We're only working, what we say, 25% of the range. Then we're swinging the weight. So even that 25% is even less because we're swinging it. So these things right here can play a part. Now let's say if I choose a better exercise, I choose a machine or a cable that works the exercise from top to bottom. Now we have, let's just say, 75% of that perfect rep done again. Let's say if we perform it with no other body parts assisting, we're just using our delt, we bring it back up to 90%. And then there's this whole other thing, resistance profiles, strength profiles that also play into training. Basically, all that is your muscles are stronger in certain parts of a movement, weaker in certain parts. And the goal is to match that with a machine that mimics that. Where your strongest is heaviest, where your weakest is a little bit lighter. So if you have all these things, now you have a perfect rep. So let's say we have a perfect rep over, we have 10 reps a set. We have this giant gap now, multiply that perfect rep by 10. And then we have that shitty exercise, shitty movement, shitty everything right here. So this is what some people do in the gym. Basically, their whole entire workout is a perfect person's one set. So before we talk about, how frequently we should train something, all these other factors that play into it, you have to make sure you're doing each rep properly. Are you controlling the rep from top to bottom? Things like that. Are you going to failure? Because that's the biggest thing with muscle building. Are you proximity towards failure? Every research paper says it. No matter if you're doing 30 reps or 5 reps, if you're not getting close to failure, you're not going to grow. So when I watch people train, they do a few reps and then they just drop the weight. It didn't look like they even tried. Then I'm like, yeah, that was a waste. That was a waste of time you just did. And that's also some people's complete workout. So biggest things is really just the simple things. Are you contracting the muscle from top to bottom? Are you getting close to failure? That's the two biggest things I would say before choosing the best exercise, before choosing anything else.
Variations of the mandatories. So I go like, okay, here, here, here. Then you got 3 already. Then you can go here, you can go here, here, and you
Smart.
just continue. You can walk, you can do another, you can cross, you can walk. So you just keep going on that same pose and do like 2-3 variations of each. Go to the next mandatory, do 2-3 variations of that. And that way, you actually have a routine even though you don't. So
Yeah, that's why practicing is boring. Like, a lot of people wouldn't, and a lot of people wouldn't notice it. They were like, oh, it was a good routine. They couldn't tell the difference, So
just never stop, like you can't stop.
yeah, just don't stop. Just don't stop.
Just go on.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, I appreciate you guys. That was good. That was a really good advice. Yeah.
Thank you. It was
Thanks for coming.
Good seminar.